Day 12, Ithaca, New York and the Finger Lakes. So my day started off at Ithaca, New York, which is the home of Cornell University. And there I did a very nice hike through something called Ithaca Falls Trail. And it's amazing that smack in the middle of town, they have this beautiful waterfall and a beautiful hiking trail. And then I made my way to the center of town where they have a very nice pedestrian wall. And I walked something called Carl Sagan Planetary Walk. Now, Carl Sagan, the famous astronomer and astrophysicist and science communicator and writer, was a professor in the astronomy department of Cornell University for over 30 years, and he's actually buried around Ithaca. And I first learned about him after watching the movie Contact, and I was so impressed that I went and found the book that the movie is based on. And the book is wonderful, but it's unlike the movie, so I highly recommend reading and seeing both. And that's how I discovered Carl Sagan and other works for myself. So again, highly recommended. And the most touching point of the Planet Walk was the place where it begins and the place where it ends, and the inscription that says, "We have begun to contemplate our origins, star stuff, pondering stars." And my next stop of the day was something called Bully Hill Winery. And there my phone very inconveniently died, so I don't really have pictures from there. But the history of the place is so quintessentially American. So there was a wine company called Taylor Wine Company, and they were making wine around the Finger Lakes area starting from the early 20th century. And then during Prohibition, they were selling grape juice, but on the barrels, they had a very explicit warning label telling people how grape juice would turn into wine if these very specific steps were not followed. Haha. And then in the 70s, Taylor Wine Company merged with Coca-Cola, and the founder, Walter Taylor, was fired from it. So he went off and he founded Bully Hill Winery, but Coca-Cola sued him, and eventually they got the judge to rule that he is prohibited from using his own name on the products of his winery because it infringes on Coca-Cola's trademark that they have on the products of Taylor Wine Company. So the winery is still there to this day. And the wine is great, and the atmosphere is wonderful, and the views of the Finger Lakes are also great. And if you're ever in the area, I highly recommend you visit.